I
Your
used to
ass
go on
up.
Black People Meet. Every time I would go on Black People Meet, it was this white dude. He
Oh,
claimed
he
he
did.
was a doctor. The white
He
dude
was
that claimed
mixed,
he was
right?
a
He was mixed.
doctor.
You know what?
Was he
Mm-mm.
He
mixed?
be he be on
Nope.
Facebook. Is his name Terry something?
I don't remember, but he was a skinny little white dude. He had some real pretty blue eyes.
I don't
Oh,
know,
that
but
sounds
it
like
was
Steve
some.
Uckelberg.
See, that seemed like them dudes you be hearing about on not on Snap, but on First 48.
You mean on
Right.
Dahmer?
You mean net?
On
You
Dahmer?
mean Netflix? They get their on Netflix special after a couple of
On
years.
Dahmer? On Dahmer?
On
Man,
something.
Dahmer is crazy, little motherfucker.
And I enjoy watching that show because I learned so much that they never released to the public.
Right. Like
I
about
mean,
the
Hold on,
black
but the thing
lady
is,
calling all the time.
there's even more that they never released to the public. I lived up
I
there during that mess.
know. I
Hmm.
know.
And you
That
know
dude was
what?
nuts.
One of the family members is from Michigan City, and
Mm.
the one that was like Jeffrey Dahmer.
The
You
one in
want to
the
see
courthouse.
crazy? Yeah, they
She said she didn't
they.
like the way they displayed her, but I thought it was pretty close.
You
I'm
see,
talking about. I'm like the neighbor kept talking to him, and she was. I'm like I didn't know the neighbor kept calling. She was like, I'm
Niecy
hearing
Nash.
something. I'm hearing. I'm smelling stuff, and nobody. They would never even see nobody. And then when the boy escaped, the little teenage boy, and he
She
said, "No,
tried
that's
so
my
hard to help
boyfriend."
him. I was like, oh no.
She tried so hard. She was like, "You sure that's an adult? Are you
I was,
sure?"
I had tears rolling down my eyes. So that boy was just laying there like,
Right? He
You
was
talking about?
drugged out,
You're
and
talking about the one where he got caught, right?
yeah,
yeah.
the boy was
But
laying
what?
outside the
But what
house.
about? See,
Daisy.
I haven't watched the rest of the series, but have they gotten or did they show in the series the ones they returned to him that didn't get away?
That was the naked, the one. Well, no, the naked one. He tried to get away, but then he got stopped at the stairs out front, and then they
No,
Yeah,
but
tried.
Jeffrey came
there
around
was
the
another
corner.
teenager. There was a teenager that the police got, and they actually took him back to him, and the police left.
That's the one. That's the
Yeah, that's
one.
the one.
Yeah,
Okay.
he didn't get all the way to the police though. He was still outside the home.
And the black lady found him outside, and
Right. And she called the police. And the police came and they was like, oh, well, he said he's his boyfriend. She said, you ain't gonna check his ID. The boy looks like a little kid. They said, well, he
right.
said
I got
that's
to
his
the second
boyfriend.
episode and couldn't watch no more. I was
If
done.
he said that's his boyfriend,
yeah,
then that's
I
his
couldn't watch
boyfriend.
after the first episode
But
because I
see, I'm
know.
gonna tell you
He's
what it
on
was.
drugs. He was
They
high.
did it because A, it was black people. They were
It was
B,
gay.
they were poor, and C, they were gay, and they did not want to look in. And that's why Jeffrey kept saying, "Oh, we just doing gay things in here. We're doing gay stuff,"
And gay
and he
things
knew
mean
that
him
was gonna
running down
put
the
them
street
off.
butt naked, high, barely can walk, looking like he
The
12
black
years
dude was
old.
like, "Fuck that! I'm getting out of here."
Mhm.
That boy was, how old was he? 13 or 14? Which one was it?
He was that 14-year-old
14. He
because
was
he
14
said he had
years old.
already killed the brother.
And he killed the brother. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
I'm
I was
like,
just like, are you serious? But Niecy Nash did an awesome job in that show. I know a
yes,
lot of
he
people
did.
is
I ain't
condemning
finished watching
Netflix.
that. I'm only about 3 episodes in, but
Well,
I'm like, my
I ain't gonna get
God.
no spoilers. I won't get no spoilers. But she did do a good job. But how do you feel about the people, y'all? I know Curtis haven't watched it all. But how do y'all feel about the people who are condemning? I understand, I guess, where the family is coming from,
Mhm.
but the people
Who's
who
condemning it?
a lot of people,
The family
people,
is
The
hurt because
family.
they
it's
feel
not
like they're
just the
reliving
family,
it
but
again.
yeah, it's not just the
Yeah.
family either. It's normal people out here who are upset that they are putting this movie out there because they talking about they making it seem like he's such a, I don't know, like they putting him on this pedestal or something. And I was like, but
He
they
ain't on
put
no pedestal.
information out there that
It's,
could have been
do you
used
know how
to
many
save
programs?
lives.
You know how many programs is out about
Thank
Jeffrey
you.
Dahmer?
Thank you.
It's so
But this
many.
My thing is
information,
this. I see it from both angles because on the one thing we're looking at it as informational,
mhm,
as educational,
mhm,
and kind of entertainment. But
mhm.
it's
It
mainly
ain't
because
entertaining to me.
no, but I'm saying,
There
a
was
lot of
some
people do
parts in there
things,
that
but
was a little entertaining, though. You know, some it was a little entertaining, though.
But we're looking at it and we're learning. But for the family of the people who were killed, who were hurt, who were all of that stuff, they're reliving it over. They already live in it, and now they're reliving it again and again. They may have been at peace with it for a minute,
And see, I
and now,
understand where they coming from, Karma Diva, but like I would think that somebody in their position would also understand how unfortunate it was that the law kept being
yeah.
told over and over and over. The police were called out hundreds of times, but they never came. Or they just was like, they just thought this woman was crazy. Like the old lady with all the cats. They was just, this lady is crazy. She keeps calling us. They telling her they gonna come. They never come. She
And
completely
but you know what? To
damn
me, that would make it seem like, well, shit. If she keeps calling, where there's smoke, there's fucking fire. Maybe we should go check it out.
But even the
No, no,
landlord is smell like
because
dead people in your apartment next to you, and the landlord don't even come out and inspect the apartment. Like they could have found, he could have been caught so much early in the game.
Mm-hmm.
true,
So
but Carmel, to respond to your statement about going out now just due to my previous employment, you have a number of people who habitually will call just
Well,
for
I get
attention.
that. I'm saying, but
So
she's
I can get
calling and
yeah,
saying,
but I can
this
get
is this,
but
this
just
is this.
well yeah, but being devil's advocate, if you have somebody who habitually calls and calls and calls and calls, eventually you finally get to a point you're just like, okay, we're gonna come out here just to make you feel happy, and we out. But that smell is a distinctive smell. Ain't no way anybody should have
that's
just blown
right.
it off and just said
Mm.
screw it.
That's what I'm saying. Like the landlord came in her apartment. Like, how you not smell death? Like, I've never smelled a dead person like who was rotting, but just the way you see it on the films and the movies, and people are throwing up and gagging and water coming out their eyes when they around these people who are what do they call it when the shit set in? What is it called?
Decompose,
Decomposing.
Decom- rigor mortis,
Decomposition.
decomposition.
Right. When that shit starts to set in, they start decomposing and all that stuff.
Having been, I mean, I can't say that I've been around death like that, but having been around rotting flesh,
Mhm.
the smell of burning flesh. Anytime you got something like that, those kind of compositions with flesh, it is a very distinctive smell.
yeah.
And I can tell you, one of my first experiences out of college, when I first graduated, I was working in a homeless clinic, and we had a man that had if you know what skin ulcers look like,
Mm-hmm.
it had
Mm.
eaten, it had eaten through several layers of his skin and muscle, and he was wrapping it up with plastic bags,
Which made it
living
sweat
in the
and
summertime,
yeah, it made it
and he
moist.
was living in his van.
Mm-hmm.
The smell was so bad. It was three of us. We could only be in there for 5-minute increments trying to clean this wound. We literally had timers where we would set the timer for 5 minutes. Somebody go in, the other one go out, get some air, and the next one be ready to go.
That's
We
too
got,
bad.
I mean, we got it healed up really, really good, but it took us months. And but that smell, that is a smell that I mean, just thinking about it, I can smell it again. You never forget it.
That's too bad.
I think
I
about my
just can
home places all
imagine
the time.
Niecy, and then she wanted to stay there, and then all the people. See, I don't want to give no spoilers, so okay, because some of y'all are still watching it, so I don't want to give out any
I don't know
spoilers.
if I can watch anymore though.
I mean,
I
it's
mean,
so informative. I mean, of course, it's like, damn, that's fucked up. But it's like, okay, like we have other stories that have happened throughout time, right? Where somebody was always calling, whether it's a child being abused, molested,
Mhm.
they
Mhm.
calling.
Mhm.
And it gets ignored. And then this person ends up doing it to like 100 more people in the
Mhm.
community. So it's one of those type of stories where he could have really been stopped, but we're getting all this information. We're listening to real police calls. We're listening to, I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah,
they didn't
Booty
give
Freaky
us that
Freddy.
before. They didn't give us that before. Before, all we really knew was this man is just going out here convincing these guys to come to his house. We didn't hear about how there was this neighbor that called 1 million times to the police and begged.
Or
Like the
how
way
he was
Niecy
doing
Nash
this
played
shit
that
since
part
he
so
was a
well.
how he had been doing this since he was a fucking kid.
He was
Because he had
a kid.
watched because he watched his mother trying to kill herself repeatedly.
Well, did you get to the dad? How the dad
Yeah,
felt
they would pick
bad
up the
because he
roadkill.
taught him that stuff?
Yeah, his dad is the one that introduced him
His
to that
dad, but
mess.
see, I don't know how far y'all got on this because I don't remember where it happened throughout the series. But the dad blamed himself because he thinks he got that from him because his mother, she had mental issues, but then the dad used to feel the same feelings when he was
Oh
younger. So you ain't got to that part yet. So he
no.
blamed himself because he said it was times through his life where he wanted to do the same exact things that he wasn't gay though. So it would have been just with men or women. So he said he used to have those same urges and that's why he started teaching his son how to kill like animals and how to get rid of them and how to, that stuff.
Well, he wasn't even teaching them to kill him. He was picking up roadkill, like dead shit off of
Well,
the road.
yeah, but he was picking them up, and then he was teaching them how to do stuff.
Reanimate them.
Yeah,
Dissecting.
yeah.
What they would do,
Because he was
introduce
always interested
electricity
in
to
that type of shit, but with humans, the dad was.
them.
He was
But you'll
sick.
eventually get to that part, and you're going to be like, "Oh my god!"
Oh, the things that people do, it it never. I say this all the time, and people used to look at me like I was crazy. But I tell people, yeah, you think you know somebody, but you don't know what they are behind closed doors, and
Mhm.
even then, you don't know their private thoughts.
Exactly.
You
Exactly.
don't know their private thoughts. And so when I watched the family that prays, when she told her when she told her son, she said, "It's your private thoughts that give me pause." I was like, yes, somebody else who getting it, somebody who thinking, I don't know, you can be smiling and be the best person on paper. You get home, you could be a good father, but in your head, you plotting on how to kill every motherfucker in the building.
Mhm.
Really